sana any head of Ulomo, what in your friend Zugrana. So Usha before Nkrumano, Abrofono Honomo, Nakusasi for it in Dan and Timpushi for migrated better now Honomo. And Omama, Omo, as I said, Montanas, Dina, and Tenaboko. And since Momoya Damba need to say, Omonic the Womba for culture back on Momoye Moy at Munsi Mohine. Into Moko Nairi, Honoma, because Mampushi for him, Tumbakon, Nalerigo, Nairo, a Hona more strong, a Hona Musri. What could do Mohine Abba, because Montana. But in the representatives. That's the beginning of everything. But in moving forward, Ubiako could never saw no your Bokona about the water and that's interquesti honor. Until I buying, I was thinking MPP, Omuyi Nipan 18 chain, I didn't call Mokasomo issue warrant, so mope or hin any do see or hin no me and Nairi and about the normal for much or Somokai. And Omoko warrant in the free no more sneaking in the back room. Tension I was here and say, I am from you to mean to know Kuroba also. Until some we or in a free or in impersonated or in no, we in free Kuromo for safety, for security reasons, for national security, for safety, and Cantaquari in Ankabafom, the escalator Papanadaso et Kuromo. And people voted massively for my party NDC, my former party, NDC, because Omo promised, almost Omo Bape, they will do the needful and the right if MPP failed. Into not Baumia Crania 000 with Honomono. This is a before Cromata, more that into a certain political leadership and no. Yet, Mutia Jachamani because yes, I'm a Mocatria, to Abania day. Mobile pushy, I'm a government to know I had the right thing. But Yamincha, John Dramani Mahama Bona Vaso, a says John Dramani Mahama, so I had the right thing or the independent tribe, independent body. Or the neutral tribes on your pepini or new the only non-solving issue no. But for the meantime, say a crew, not diabomoa, I will say a chronomobria, which is the entity and I'm a boy. So that is what is happening now right now. Until Boko Hin say, the Wakudi or Hin won't crum abayin crew so be here and if I was starting our own crop for Mundija. Because a market now are buying AC and it will crum a bear man push it for no. So in the state of the Kusas is no what have you and if flame eja and Taquano and in a creative market ma Kusasi for and to Kusasi for no say say Mamma Bedija. You know, as a traditional punishment, so we also would be here and if I was in a rule in a creative market infrastructure and my own crop for and infrastructure now by or need to implement Paramount Chief. No, it has nothing to do with government. One is a Ganama A. It is a police for echo lead mampu for an Omubidija or Hanamontom and Yama with a tour. Master, what be that? Meaning that police for Aqua lead other tribes there. Mumbramo openness or at the that is the genesis of everything. So the people to turn against the police. TV that say was until said otherwise. No. MPP recognizes, government recognizes Bokonaba as the overlord and the king of the place. So as government structure, from national security to someone we are aware are buying a recognizing. Until if there's a competition, the competitor ever honomose ombedu omuja. Most of them muja, and I'm rambo abunu so monpenny. Yampenny, na police ni, or in a suma. Nebati, who's a santin who are branching a president say, the bodyguard bako. Staff who say, no, so stand or tea Emma or Hinano. And also, Cocatira police if one said, Momon struggling and banner movie and by a market, because that is the degree I put in place. And police, only my branch and that is why we knew that it was a deliberate Agwaba branch in I or see the Unkura to Unkrahi, now the two are born and I. Who born and I branch in talk from no as I been actually in the tuna as I bought. In the bus, it means that is murder, that is killing. That weapon, and if you are to shoot an unarmed person or a criminal armed robber, you shoot to disarm, so you should live the bullet. But who use rubber bullets? Now you used to despair, tear gas, and none of them were armed. So the whole youth and community, saw the policemen as taking sides. Okay. So quickly, they decided say they don't want any police. Already, with the police things, almost not say Chrome Honomo, it become corrupt. Also, rotate you. because they start having girlfriends, they start having friends, they start taking sides and whatever. Until mom check. Until babu no be including ourselves, so omu security in free one my yanko. So they started wanting to ban your friend is saying in banning, in getting rid of the police. Most of the houses belong to the Kusasi. So instantly they saw the houses of the police nibi awoti Kusasi nifi also to almost shedan, or you the owner of the property you become a traitor. So intelligence we did a snippet here say the boys were going to attack the policemen. So me actually I quickly called John Dramani Maham. Through no meeting Mukra and emergency team James. They are on middle on country and said the AC. Omunyi police phone in and free the whole Kusasi Honomo immediately. No, so okay. Into we and I'm San Far for San Frere Razak. What you say? Me catch Razak, someone country and say Omunyi national security, whatever system you say, you police phone in every room immediately, if not Yentia Sempa, where the Babuno, the level of Edra Kuni in our Esa. And immediately, I want to congratulate your friend, Razak, and his assistant John Dramani. They did that. Only you saw police phoning up to now. So, police need be anywhere or any of the barriers of the 6 constituencies. They're still mediating. Then, my person is now congratulating friends RGT. In fact, the note that he started so well. Advice the man in a man and for any government appointee be and command and for regional minister, only the regional commander. And regional commander knows the same meaning of Kromo Hopa and Yasam Ketua because almost free so one or instructors and the police for no the police for no Emfa Brushi for the Embra area Honomo. Such them Bedijano.
Yes.
So until on one casa and a coy and until Ura, see or also do a Santino over them, then I could in command, son, or I've been no more in command.
Sapa Pepe.
Okay. Until IGP Ura saw no papa, overloaded in command, no more shall see to a ice water near about commander. At a point, until at the end of one, no more wound, and yet IGP and almost in who.
But I IGP can who said
they have to go and put him there for safety. They have to wish the regional commander and if not Kanya. You know, IGP. Okay. They were happy to see IGP. IGP came and gave the youth hope. And Momusanya GDM police for IGP Bekasa to say Papa Wamba as an understood IGP. IGP Bekasa to say IGP. We are IGP now. We are national security and now BBA. Every Bronubia also in your kata or kata omede.
Omobeti.
And a Kusasi Konomono chief and Takano Kwani any to you. Me next month 60s, maybe 50 years. Me papa is 76 years. Onuni and Takwano no who ye, Nimquala breeding in Netakwa. And I will banswa or Mamba would train on how to protect the family, how to protect the house. Men and animals so any shot here. What you say? And then Mesuma train member and then Uta Mamba, they know what to do to protect the family house and then to protect the interests of the Kusasi. Sort of the maintenance. But the Ame Patron said the AC war. A lack of political will. All you have to tell her, or craman or cra air kwa. We back with chain. Now you will ask in chain, Momuna and war a diabakum and ameboa. That is what is happening now. We are not saying the government should even take sides. So we don't care where Asante look. And Asante, you know, without no disrespect. It is an agreement between we Kusasis and Mampushi and they agree to Asante Hini and Adin and Sovereign Maya. Asante Hini is not a court.
Yes.
Asante Hini's authority is not bigger than the Supreme Court that has ruled that a Honomo Kusasis are the bona fide owners of that area. No? It has more powers and more constitutional backing more than the decision Asante Hini is going to take. And I'm a So I assume that we have accepted that. So government should not be sitting, my government should not be sitting and waiting that say they are waiting for the Asante Hini's report while we are killing ourselves. Go in there and remove the impersonator. And then as we've all agreed, if the Asante Hini report comes, then we'll all agree. So Okase Enko left Enko right, just as in his own wisdom, Asante Hini was able to solve the historic chronic canker, your friend is saying, war. A chieftaincy dispute our Tamale Honomono. What you say? So I mean that we maybe believe in Asante Hini. Because why be that? But say ubi a what to Tibinduri. There is no job there. The one quiet nurse na said and answer teaching. It may be a new chromonia. Namina Doma will be etimi abedani agima one crammer. But now can you see me? We see was one motio, 18 conquenia, Agada boys, Madani warlord. So nobody knows anything. There is no job. Intina IGP ever share Capitalo. Instead of some look, a two to say chopia. What you say, and what Aquarabia when you in the generation, what they know is what they believe in is the barrel of their gun. They don't believe, they don't trust anybody besides their gun. And then Mbabunu be a quaquada and aquada, need to a dan home. I will himself will be over GB. What you say, like you say, my family house. That was the president Binduru Honomo. Ye fear. It's 100 meters to a hinena omukobo on the two. No, yeah, clang. Who said, yeah, people for your sour clang.
Yeah, sanity will be
Into yeah, clang chief no omukobo on the two, the nine, and Nanabane won so a Volga yet treating no. What you say? And Andra and Rechiana Jono, almost I buy a Sancrofona, a different Crofos buy, almost buy no, and a minion munina, collie ambush or family house honomono. Then and Obane leady or because Omobane they don't know the territory. I'm trying to make a point. Obane leady or Moba Poyamiri, Almobo me of Abakutu and Nana Ekuno, Okasomo and Rano, Anajono. Okay. Just to tell you what is that, and the people they traveled from outside Boko and came to the society there. And because of Adia Musa IGP there, so the idea was to kill a policeman so that it is like you've orchestrated what incited the natives of the Kusatis with the police for no. Nyamincha there, and Omutimichi or realized no, it was robbery and then killing of the policeman. And Yakusati for an area.
A cool police. Okay. Okay, alright to bigger. Now can be say this government wa ban anka omo hwe no mbayi impersonator no mfiri ho. Na wo kasa no so kasa mu wo kire se sisi amu aware mo ho ebi na ye we this group ebi na ye kusasifo bi amampusifo nti impersonator no ye bede yi na firi ho no na ye impersonator no
immediately. That is today I cannot get up and say I'm a president. It is not John Dramani Mahama. I declare myself as the president of Ghana. John Dramani Mahama ya madam for say your friend is saying me president. What you say? Oh no, it is the constitution of this country never evoke some laws structure from the Attorney General will take me on. National Security will arrest me. The Attorney General will make sure I am arrested. Interior Ministry, they will all internal laws. They will all act by law. So it is the laws of this country and the also your friend is saying and yes bono your friend is saying no bono ana
doma
hini no anga doma hini beti maka se we see as ana se unse ekuro bi ho no ma asante hini doma hini omo twe ho manso me na me si hini no me na me ana meboa
sa
enam se omo ni bi a omo kro kase mu nka 30 years 40 years ago anka santefo ombekwa akoko ana meboa yes nyame na adom ti na asantefo apene adjoin Ghana Kwame Nkrumah no omkokasa enti na omode the head office of the National House of Chiefs omode koma asante o te kokoso no enye sa ana odoma hene nso no wako school wa judge sanko ye sebi illiterate anate nka ba na omo atutu omako ana meboa so that is what is happening in Boko there and wale for no wale for John president former president Baumia Kurum hono no almost no they see themselves so omuni anamo na Boko hono no intina ka bia ekodu wale no machi o mashika na ekuwa no they are fighting for their brothers. So that is why Onya 00 they were expecting say as he was your friend say the crew for no and our president Teddy no e was so kaka say no say some yes I become a president Teddy me na mo ha say omuso wa ha no ana on fa na 9pm na mo mpenema ono ne hene ne paramount na yiri on ne see sa hene ne ma kusasi for no ade ma man principal e oboko no omusi hene wo wale wale no
ade ma kusasi for mo oboko
impersonator no wale no mko si hene nya boko ho
omusi
odi hene no wale
omusi ni wo wale
yes
but odi hene ni wo boku
because uni say his person no na asante hene na odi ne ebusuafo no omko bono nyina ediko all the way to Cape Coast Sakurade meboa ena nti Kwame Nkrumah je fa hodie no na se tribe bia rule no ho tribe bia nya independent or rule no ho but years back no yem fa say se kuro bebre no for no no enuanamo ena moko omoko ano makoje atase we ana mo na be settle first so ati ase ena mo di ena politics be wura mu nti hwe ntakwa ewo north nyina no efie baako na omoko ahini a anye NDC a na baako ye MPP ti say ya na abude andane no omo ye nuanom ba yen ye de ye ne man pushi for no ebusua eye modam in terms of aware na ba in terms of say tradition your culture ya manie ni ya mamre nyina ye no omo ndi baako kra
okay
ye no omo ena your paramount chief no your paramount chief no or more than 27 your friend sub chiefs and about 30 about 30 paramount chiefs they can the whole Kusasi 6 constituencies no I get in the whole scenario omo ni ba kokra omo ni asase as I'm talking you know it is say my example some work ra say it is say me woni ma me pepe ni me say me pese me enkranfo hene who say enkranfo no I surrounded the whole of Nima na meboa
yes Nima shefimfin kuma bi
so ni takika say emma me ame woni ma na me say me yo hene no me ame pɛ me market ame nkrofo entimi embedija ewo nungwa embedi bebi abefa bia na e o say ofa ai enkranfo no krom nti Jesus soldier for na beba be escort ye tem dia ye ko kumasia I get in the so that is what is happening and I say asante hini ote kokoso ama ye bantema wa ama ye mochizongo wa ama ye na mochizongo because asante for edi akweside wasra kuntunkuni akwa kodi asante hini asabajemwa so pese odi asante hini mani yeye ana because unse pepe ni nso edi asante hini ni efra kuntunkuni e obajem esa adwa akweside ya either ope asante hini ba ware no ope so dan gangari ana ope koko asi bia akodo
but Stephen say me fa say Nima ya wodi example yi Nima omo wo hene wo ho saa so na Mosi Zongo eno so omo wo ho so Mosi fo mo so omo hene
thank you
nti what's the difference
omo Mosi ni Kusasi ni Mampuri from inner city chiefs ya omo kwa paramount chiefs so no omo kwa sua edi hene no okay ya ko krum akwa kira wo hene what you say oh ya mame ohene wo Nima ya mame ohene e wo mamu ya mame hene wa nti no me inner city chiefs no are you getting me nti o tenka ye nua no ya wo fa ye nana a o ye ye friend abagre ope mampurusifo hene edi wo kusati krom no e wo se nkokọ the overlord no na the whole overlord the SUN aso hene
okay
so o ye mampurusifo hene e wo krom o wi a na wafa na konya no na odi akona leregu ho no makwa akọchire omase no se o ma bedi hene wo ha o na me de me ho ba be chiro se me o hene e wo ahase represento e wo ho no
okay
ba wontimi enkodi wontimi mfiri ye friend se pepe ni wa betena santinemu o nana no ma wo ye process akosi agema uchi mutanya o ya tia o simpe asanti hinedi moja na emfa
ti asem ni nyina
ni na bono tofa ni nyina no mu mfiri kurom ho mo be settle ye kusasifo ye 2 million in population
okay
omo ko kwase kusa kroma krobi tribe o mo do ko chen kusasifo wo mo bida
dabi
krobe bi asantima be bi akoko be bi asehwe hifa nyina kusasifo na edo from generations ya bro ti na asantima ye be do koko ni ya to ye busanga bolu ye nana no nyina no de abasirim e ba ti se den it's a yeah, Germany in America not. If not, ya buru ti ya santimemu ye be do ye be dipa ye be utu kwan kura me o kuma si utu kwan kura those days what on chile it take 3 weeks 4 weeks and sana wodru boko uni asoti de meche nene ma wo me ma wu omanyini ma be wu in the next generation na ma me ba bia sore se wa ware me na santini edishi ya wo twene bo wa me na wo ba ba ko dishi ami o tiko ko so wo pa te ba ko ya wo ba ko na me ba no sore da che obetimi ayo asanti hime ama na yi
dabi
no so that is what is happening in Bokode and I'm praying and I'm also pleading and asking my government that let's do the needful. Let us get rid of and Mufri so say yeah he no so na mu yi ni tiri ho no mo a ebe ya mu yi ni tiri ho we don't have a problem but two chiefs cannot stay in and about me sorry call Flagstaff House or a president yeah but because of John Dramani Mahama President John Dramani Mahama all political backing no they will remove our way and say look go to court but now you can't be at the Flagstaff House that you are the president and that is what we are saying This is not difficult to do. And when trade videos that President John Dramani Mahama call, was it there's no any chief dispute. And I'm a bomu.
Yes. Yes.
So why is Mutaka? Why is the National Security Coordinator? Why is the Special Security Advisor to the President? Why is National Security? Why is what is the problem? They should let us know. Remember, we accused Kandapase. It's about $9 million or so every month they were taken as net from National Security to spend for Boko peacekeeping.
Yeah, Mama, I'm gonna do some too.
Thank you. So what is it that is that money still coming to somebody? That is why they are keeping mute. When we are in opposition, we speak sense. When we get power, we become power drunk and forgot promises we made.
Okay.
And this is very passionate to me, Unia.
Okay. Now, since I say at the curfew, Honorable Muntaka, Interior Minister, at the curfew to Binduri, so.
Yes.
And also swear.
I want to tell government, say, curfew doesn't stop warriors from fighting. Curfew doesn't cock guns, doesn't jam guns. Sorry, let me tell you. Curfew doesn't solve dispute. Curfew doesn't resolve fighting. The curfew is just to get the opportunity to have the room to operate. Yes, the roadmap His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has put in place, as both parties have agreed to respect that, not by the law. As like I already told you, Asante Hini's court is not the laws of this country. It's a mutual understanding and agreement by we the Kusasis and the Mampushin that is a roadmap for us. It doesn't mean say when Asante Hini verdict, other party beti nyakasa mempene.
Yes.
Another party beti nyakasa mempene because it's not a court. Then government structure will come there and enforce government structure. Say they will arrest you, you will charge you treason. But why can't that be done now? Nobody is being prosecuted.
Now, sir, court is so atubiga. What's a more kwa madebia release a boku na bana so tenase.
Thank you.
Enti sisi ani abane se edia ese bianka otumfo otini chacham no ba ho na onimpenifo mienu betenase a no bako so so ompena na se afi e ko ne sen bio.
Otumfo ayesada otumfo afre kusasifo omaba wa afre mampulsifo omaba wa afre even other tribes na omone yete no. Hausa for Fulani for Busanga for Moshi for Ninano. We are invited to so we are now waiting. That is what everybody is waiting. And all have accepted said whatever decision Asante Hini will take, we will follow. But that doesn't mean so being Timinka. And we have said, so free so Hini, go to court. Anamebwa. Anybody can get go to court. You won't cry, they be ankara for more court, other tribes or court, say intina. A court in their wisdom, no more boasem. So, but what's any issue? It's just criminality because the Constitution states its right. Say, wow, yasi ohine a gazette, National House of Chiefs. Well, so pass all your hine for court, but uchi to year and now Osako see who a second chief is treason.
Okay,
it's treason. Your Constitution kind of straight up. So what you say, and then legal minded bachelor, obi until said otherwise. At this moment, Bokohine is the chief.
Wow.
So how the Asante Hina obi edi fufu sorry ade system your hina. Over that 24 hours, because your friend is say Asante for empany. But in the interest of Nipani safety, and then in for more safety, national security will go and act and take an impersonated chief out of that place so that people's life will be safe. So, see, the people that are dying, whatever decision Asante Hini takes, will that place, there will still be that. We are the people that will never forgive them. No, help Obia. Sebi one yen slow nyame yemfa bone pache ebe ka kire say oh de German nka o hia wo wura man obe trust e friend is atinga be atinga. Because if you kill my father, I will not forgive. My children will never forget. They will retaliate. We are the only tribe. So, dinu ya sebi mano da semina so anapay. Ye ni miye ti sa santifo. Ye mfa boni nche ti sa santifo de German nka ye nim sa. So ukumi na me wo fa ase be hia wo hanu waka. What you say? Who ye me boni na me next generation kura nyina on pancho. Me sra me kan John Dramani Mahama, President John Dramani Mahama kurumo. Okay, I say for sorry, so I'm claiming ownership or honour. So it's a gonja for any na be ya no ba who so much your money dining in a palm of the hobby no money hobby. And I'm a boy.
Sir?
The same thing that is happening now in Boko Haram. So the only solution is two things. Only is the police for the soldier for now peacekeepers. Free Boko Haram. we will not fight.
Samuel.
I am telling you, put me on record for Opa Freman pushing me. Obaka just said no correct. Yanko, Yaboma Numpi, Aboma Yobi, Yanko, because people are benefiting from the war. Politically, even here, two almost about me Kusasi region, constituency 6, no. Opa saw MP of Binduri, Boko Central, friends, Garu, Timpani, Pusiga, Zebila, Opa saw Uye, Opa, MP. Take a stand, you are coming to fight for Kusasi. From Ndebugre, no money, Avocana money, me papa no Omotia Parliament. It is a bit. It is true once you are in over Parliament, if you are brave and you can speak. So that is how come they have turned against the 6 MPs, no? Because they feel that they are not in Parliament. What you say? Me actually got in and come more Parliament while Wale MPs in Kamekwa Bonasu. Or to Amekwa Shinasum inside the chamber of the Parliament, is Kontakwano, or then government of the chamber will take us serious. It is spilling. If they can kill us in Walwale, then we can also fight here to tell government, say, sorry, they mention us. Then Takwana ask Pilaba Parliament House. I expect the Binduri MP, Mama Yarga, they should go and also slap the Walwale or the Mampushi MPs in the chamber in the Parliament House there to show seriousness. They are cowards. So that is so. If you want to be an MP, so just to tell you, say, it is Asante for Bubu Soms. I didn't know MPP. I mean, they mean and a teacher to a anymore. But they are not talking about development. They are only talking. Say what? It's a binary to their pantai science krana. Oh, they are no macro ya Santini besi MPP and Nimukwado almost on the Twaman. So it is a MPP for no. They have experimentally ensured Ghanaians say. And Agana for Senka Dr. Mahmoudi Mawia Ekamesi and Uncle Swapi Napoa. Combeto and MPP for Enkotuma, MPP for Nasantifone Enkotuma, John Dramani Mahama.
Okay. Yanshan is say, O Casano Casa, O Paped are with over 70 years. Ukra, Ukraka came with 50. Now, into Quano Papa Cross your betway, Uswaba Betu, Sasso Papa Betu, me Papa Yankola, Papa Tray. Seni si tutu yana na kire adia me na nanomo edito me papa training wala akwara bia ni mtuoto. Every household enkanka wa yebema, you must train your children mire akwara nge oshiate na ujare na oshiate nante pe oshiate suso tuo mu ujare no ase chese also there akwara no asebi before ntimi nchino etu aboba ntimi nkan na chese wo de duro bedware no Udi drobe gara akwara obia akwara obetimi akọ physically awuntimi no obetimi akọ ne etu aboba no enka no obeti ono obeko aye every household in the north I don't care whether there's bosom ade protecting ebusuani nyina and you must go through that training o papa onana eko o papa ne papa eko efu motiasia okọ ba bia ode ukọ okobe no ho a odibi ne first grandson dibi make sure that all the money or no the grand generation also ADB. Or your father takes over. When your father takes over, he also makes sure he feeds you the same, protect you the same. Then you, the individual, also go and look for your own. Then you also start giving to your children. Until I am not the firstborn, the upper partner, what amount. So that they make sure that own car bounty and for you because I didn't know what you are there. Then Ube do pempen so now one cat walk up elder. Na say mo bim pa nkwalabere na free bim.
I mean daddy na che daddy. Wa be kura na won chen obi a. Nyankopon eneye the final.
Yeah.
But wo be no won chen obi a. I hope you get what I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm following you. Yeah.
Wa bet it into so your macho. We slim guy tia bet you wa shi obeje mama. Wonu macho ni na be pe baby ti so edwane. For the fact that we're through, it doesn't mean that we are Jimana, so you'll be a Bompire Yankupon and protect you. I can share be able to be a wound free. I don't go cry and a car when you accident, Otin in China, and ultimately with Sakana, no mean in a very African.
Okay, inti yani Ora Stevena atubiga ene kasa ofri Binduri chese boku nintoni papa. Na waka nse mienu a wo se one curfew na yade atu Binduri hono embwa. Two, yenyi a police for in free boku any important na ntukwano bejo.
Omunku, I am telling you, and put me on record, sir. Put me on record, sir. If this continues, sir, the Kusasis are 2 million. All the Kusasis in all the the 6 districts, 6 constituencies, whether Aquarao, Penino, Ebubonio, Enifrenio, or Momodoku Katin, Ubiabeba, nobody will hold a gun. They are going to march both left, right, center, straight to where the Mampushes are staying. We have come to stay. You know, the Zulus did that and got their independence. Zulus, when Abropoya, they came together. Remember the last round, Mandela and Munina. That is how the Kusasis are going to march to the Mampushi line, and that will be the end of the story. And we are, we are the people pressing the people that should not happen. Where we sit right now. And all the phone network. It is only a trigger that they listen to at this moment. That is how when I called, I intervene, everything, I make sure I save the security. I call government and make sure the right thing should be taken. And I'm calling them, the only way to nip the fight in the butt is removing the impersonator for now. I hope that you don't even need security. Somebody says until Asante takes the decision. Or take a decision about government can use the constitution and the law to deal with whoever say. Look, in national security can also relocate. They compensate people. So this government can declare national security in the Boko area. And tell the Mampushes that are there, my brother, they are not up to 10,000.
Okay.
And tell them that look, we are government. We have not taken sides, but the constitution and the laws of our country that we all live by it. Up to Supreme Court. Akase, your friend is saying, Bokuna Bane or what you say to the same class 2003. Most of Mochias and Munina, and a court and Casa Muchisaya, Muntimin Sam, maybe almost I am Mako to cram the protest. It's on record at the Supreme Court. And I'm Mokoye. So in either some of the Quacos here, our Kusasi for him, and I say, you better locate him or Nalego. If I see a die, I'm a mohon, me, I join with the government structure, and I'm more better. You better look at Mamon, Mobetana Monkoy, and within 2 weeks, you're more 6 weeks or Master, they'll do it. It will be done. But the run is about Bokohonomo and festival and Fred. I think it's I forget the date, but I think it was it is 85 or I remember saying sir. Of Fred Mampu in Zebra. And of Fred, Osemunchia, Omon Betia. He asked for his gun on a stage. Or Mamuko for Munina by our stage, our community center of Bizaman Prushinibia. They should hold hands, almost holy hands. And of asking for his gun. I was a small boy. I think I was for Munina by our stage, our community center of Bizaman Prushinibia. They should hold hands, almost holy hands. And of asking for his gun. I was a small boy. I think I was either and I just hear him and channel no say or we and a ban penny idea now what up to 40 years.
Okay.
So I say, okay. And during the Abrofo Mania from colonial,
masters.
Yes, they also a committee of inquiry that time, and the report also should say Honomo a Kusasi for Edia.
All right.
So it's lack of political will. As for this one there, I will not taste my yesterday that I work that Oba will not ferry anyhow. What you say? John Dramani Mahama, President John Dramani Mahama, I applaud him. He's a good president. We're taking good decisions. They were staying neutral. They are mass and taking it. But Mr. Reno, on making sure that Omuyi or Hino, national security be ina baby kama note. Ni your money, your money Milo, your money Choco Milo, your man or your friend say, work can Munina, not what did the Omun channel. No, I'm taking decisions. Say any dia near the Amano. No, why should you leave us? We shouldn't be there killing ourselves. The life of a man matter, the life of the society, all the killings that we are doing because of one person, one person, Look at how people have died. The Corona said there's nothing there. It said, "Ayamu was TV so Gaza no, Ayamu Israeli Gaza no. They were rebels. Sana hono mutionia." And that's when the Corona be every from banks to government institutions, everything the free Corona hono. So 1 2 coin and kobolga unya bank.
And so ye kai say e breatwe mu kra no next ka say judicial service e ka say obi enfiri ho nurses fo efiri ho nom a teacher fo so efiri ho nom enti dey akro no de ebebo sa ne sa.
I say to rebuild is difficult. Oh, the laws are there and it's straight. Why are we running away of our responsibilities? Why are we not doing the right thing? Why Ghanaians should wake up and let's fight and speak up. Speak up. So Bishop Pesodi or Hinete Sudada, I've never seen and heard this. If better days are coming for the issue to be resolved, whether it's called left or right, should we be killing ourselves through the barrel of the guns?
In the crowd, people say a free 2022. Ben to quay sorry about 300 persons now, Tory.
Are you telling me, say, me wafana, me wafana, ya bo on in nana 3 days ago? No, maybe I mean, they may not forgive. They may not forgive. My uncles, my cousins, almost they will retaliate because of and boko the entire patch or Mr. Omunina so Omunya to no be in the sense that we cohabit yet we are together. Osha me papa manina and enough of when you know man pushi for moshi for what Mr. Number for even NDC by the whole upper east. Rollins Frey me papa won't know that's what he has Efre Cletus Avoca, Efre YBM, Efre other leaders or no look, you people have the chieftaincy. We have to give the political power to the minority, which is the Mamprushes.
Okay.
And it was agreed. So okay, your friend say Papa B no fair nice man 92 as or mechanical Sheriff Guma. The original minister under Jerry Jones. Okay.
Matri Dimpen.
One and of friend Papa no throw be on the share and son. And a kusati for Eddie Omodom. Eddie G NDC in the free woman said because chairman party structure in a kusati for Nagini what you say. And the kusatis are the apart from Dagomba for the whole northern region sounding kusatis are the second highest population apart from the Dagomba.
Okay.
Meka in population the whole country you cannot all the northern tribes are in the regions the highest population apart from Dagomba.
Okay.
And over upper east also now. We are not only a highest population, we are also have the highest land and the majority of 15-6, and inquire was 6.
Okay.
And we have the highest vast land in the upper east there.
Okay. Yo.
So the international. So why Abai has a responsibility. I, as an opinion leader, have a responsibility. Me patcho. What you say?
Yes.
That will be a side in Jai. And we minimum pushing leader because and it makes sense to me because I don't need Kuyan. I don't need Babuno, young conscience, but I want to be Mudidi, unfortunately, until government would put their foot down and put sanity there. You cannot also use curfew to get Obakra and share them. At the point of and
yes.
And a curfew just one locking crofofie. If they will sneak and go out, no Makoenya. And Kusasis put me on record. Kusasis are not fighting. Kusasis are only defending. So because Ono Kurahino, over the coin. But when you shoot and come to their territory, it is all one name and now go to could do a Fadama. So they will respond and turn you back. Move to another do a Osua. Omababo to return you back. Panama. They will return fire.
Okay. Okay. Ora Steven Atubiga yadasipa ne nchemu a wode ama yen
and a branch and I'm who say no motion and me kuromo na atoba no so you know they don't cooperate with the police it's some of us that are able to push into amoko da baby na omo kujane ko share wait is the police soldier for na buy and on the call and they will go and attack them to soldier for no call and the guy thought he was running away to go and cross a river no wakufi play to Savoca constituency and omo chino ni tu ni bia na omo chino no and about so wafa through your friend say atoba hono na a free a river bi omo de kodo omo de ammunitions ni esmogle ba hono But as to who they sell to, no, we don't know because it be free border or it be free. Into Omugano, no, not into Bubani Bito, no much about Conso. So the Amu TV, so no, just to tell you that is what happened. He was one of the people are not Omukoye operation na jono or a man pushing.
All right. All right.
Madam Mama Akonya, but man pushes and Kusasis, we are one blood because there's intermarriages.
All right.
There is intermarriages, we are one blood, and I'm praying that most of my brothers and sisters, man pushes, will listen that we don't need to fight each other. We don't need to kill each other in there. Yes, I took grab one. The media, the MBN said, as I was to them on the board, jeans board, the chest, I saw on Munia. You're not saying a good there is nothing there.
Jeans at today, and no board is seeing assassin.
Board chair was at the Prana, the born at all.
Hey,
you're not saying a good like this. I mean, there's nothing that we should be killing ourselves because of distancing. And you said, yes. What charge you be upon what charge you be say because most cases court unless a marriage monana in the tradition in the court judge and use wisdom because your traditional counsel who are referred to as Munku CC. So when it comes to judicial and law and court, the chieftains say we are nowhere to be found.
All right. Ura Stephen Atubiga, Yadase.
Mr. Madam,
Ami. Yene Ora Stephen Atubiga and I needing Komo. A founder and leader, National Liberation Congress. And now Sanso if Binduri or a Bokuni pa say or no a Kusasini enti near Kosono. In same yenu curfew na ya dia to so wo Binduri no emwa. Sa so na a police for or magic na bosono. Ye yomu in name film. The yom free hon moi and Tukano etuo ebetwa. Ye basisi a.
Nit FM Neo.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Udan kwanu ntumu ho. Me be mo anu nso hye kura de aka ho. Uhade e wapi ho. Ukasa batete eda fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Catch up be baba ware.
Asew.
Ye fi say this way chocolate drink. Ya sorry anopa no ne yenom ye be hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho anu ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti anu a he se kire wom kokko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so hye
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so hye
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Again, during the campaign, I stated that if God granted our desire and I was elected president, bringing peace to Boko was going to be one of my #1 priorities. So today is exactly 1 week when I was sworn in at the Black Star Square. And it's my first major assignment outside Accra. And so I decided to come and assure you that we're going to work very hard to make sure that we bring peace back to Boko. I remember when I was president, Boku and surrounding areas were very peaceful. And work was going on, people were going about their duties. It's sad that this situation has occurred again. And I know that for the last 3 years, you have not been able to sleep. You've been living under stress. And so the priority of our government will be to bring peace back to Boko so that everybody can go about his duties without fear of harassment. We want to assure you that we're putting in place the various appointments so that we can have ministers and other officials who are responsible for the security to take charge. And so within this week, we will do the appointments of the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Interior, the National Security Advisor, the National Security Coordinator, the BNI Director, and all the others. And when these appointments are made, I'm going to charge them to make Boko one of the #1 priorities that they attend and deal with.
Neat FM Neo.
Neat 100.9 FM Sunye. Me mainti dwumedie na wasugui. Ya frame opani KWADWO Addo. Yesa kwa homa no so na ye ne owura Adib Sani en number no na se ontimi engina so enti ebesa frɛ no. Na ya hwɛ se eno no so ba twetwe ho komo ahwɛ the security aspect of it. Ne ekoso ho no security nsensem epepie mu ho. Say na ono so ehu no oye security analysis na onhwɛ na yehu se adwen bɛn na ono so ode beba ne bema anasa ne bɛyɛ ema boku conflicts a ache enyisi yemu bebre eto ebetwa enti nyame ayi adom yetumi erezi Adib Sani back onto the line. Adib, good afternoon. Oh.
Good afternoon. Minia.
Nampacho yesre bisa humpo etiseni.
Boko ye de nyankopon ase muswe.
Yeso ye hu ye papa ya de so se we bisa. Ewe ye frɛ wa boko conflict. In fact, ye no de hu komo edi. Ena na wotwe twem ebesi ndey. Wo de wo spectacle no to forma. Ede pa na uhu e Boko se ekoso.
Yo me da say the kama minchamo production team any motive for nyinara. Ampa Boko asem no start here unfortunately approach I use no emboa because almost see the height of incompetence and doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Now, so, in fact, yet you keep doing it, okay? And no sure in the past, nah, commitment being new home. It was just business as usual. Anytime omukunta na obi 2 what we usually do is a deployment of my before and extension of curfew. And worst case scenario, you see, ban on the use of motorbikes and has not helped. And the fact that still omukuntakwa a trace approach I use however, the good news is on my opinion, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama immediately inaugurating I think the first official trip outside of Accra na Boku.
Yes,
obviously an indication of the commitment towards dealing with the issue. He's made his stance clear. Boku is the topmost priority, and he's indicated and communicated that to the Bambo Pinyu for. Now, we are beginning to see a pattern of very violent attacks, not against ethnic groups, no, but against even security agents and a hard deɛ ɛkɔ so no deɛ ɛwɔ nsonsansoɔ bebree ma ɛba mbɔsɛm Ghana nyinaa ro so uti Accra and Kumasi you feel say we a stream for asem then you are mistaken because idea cost no once so ma nyina enti very important say yen resolve sa ntakwano and already on my opinion I say yes indeed or a commitment or a committed hopefully you contribute in ensuring that the right things are done. Because me a conflict and mediation specialist. Me are very certified for that matter. They have solutions, to say Ubia and T Kasano because of politics and T. And Boko no before Ube to me solve you shouldn't be scared of votes. So I just say Usro say hey, best say me chances. Then I'm sorry. There's no way over to me as to because compromises would have to be made, and they would have to, as it were, almost share middle ground and halfway before you bet me as to
Okay. Enti now chi muya IGP copy mo security wise. What is say the two abon kemu ane youth na omo chante ehuro na omo di IGP ka na chi no na security wise who ni saying
well at that point na omo bue fupa because according to sources one of omo guys I guess it was a gunshot allegedly by the police and IGP Waka or see Obey Shushum any so there was general anger and fortunately IGP was able to manage the situation. A bit more also then hot the end to me cool. So I say. So there's a need for de-escalation, and basically that is what IGP thought to achieve. Even though it didn't look like the people were still happy, but then notwithstanding later, only Mukasa they go like the IGP I think it was a giant step in the right direction. But no neighbor to me solve issue addressing the structural issues of lack of jobs, issues of criminal elements be almost taking advantage of the issues of law enforcement to be a bonia yet to me yet to me issues of a 2-hour system so never no doors so anything I see we are same way a multi-dimensional and a critical say use multi-dimensional approach and deeper maybe to me I use to solve the issue let's do it from that multi-dimensional approach.
Okay. Na enkrofo frɛ omo frɛ sɛ otumfo and step in and so as a security person would you say
ebeboa papa because otumfo wa already I was only the committee of eminent chiefs and obia bupa me free swim I mean not now but if I tell you the level of respect that Otumfo was streamer, you wouldn't believe it, and so they listen to him, they respect him, okay, and I don't know bet me but there's a need for complementarity, so basically over yes at the same time, because as him a very complex thing to the extent to say a bed requires that multi-dimensional approach. So in as much as for the option it's open, it's laudable, it's a giant step in the right direction. Then approach from other sources, so maybe we bring what do we do to address that? What do we do to improve law enforcement? So be a bonia, or move it to me, or move shushum, or move it to be, then the person would have his day in court. what do we do about it? Why our system no every infra? Because if you are easier, only be a big for better. So why don't we stop it from where it is coming from? Every in, then we make a conscious attempt to preemptively stop it from even coming into the system in the first place.
Na impenifo no bi omo boko so ka se yes otumfo beba aba betnase nanso ebi betumi asoro ka se yes otumfo akasa nanso yen gintum na mom na betumi asolve problem ne pa ne se anka yi security agencies ni na especially police form o eyo mu free ho na ntokwa to betwa we security person and so who ni saying.
Well, you police for the ebe hard
okay, you lose Adib Sani on the line. Nti yebe san ahwe se yebe frɛ no na yene na wie nkomo na aka nsɛm miense bia ne behwe se nyame bisa se krofo kasa se omuyi a police for fi boku a ɛhɔ bedwo ɛna ukɔ Facebook live a one menhwe se menhu a se menhu ade maye we na oka bibi se sidi atu biga ekase yi a police for no mfiri hɔ no eyi omu free hɔ a kusasi for no be slaughter all the man pussy for enu ntina sa question na ehunye se security analyst no ohwe no ntumi enchechire mu ede nyame ase Adib
yes
aha na wo chrem se yi security for no free hɔ
a you more ebe hard because omo it helps to a very large extent in maintaining law and order, even though still there were cases of, of violence and but it will be a free for all media. It will be very deadly. And I think it is appropriate to say or maintaining or move footprint to a whole.
Oh, yase lusu Owura Adib Sani ewo ahoma no so enti yes yensan friend na ni wie because nsem bi wo ehu hia pa se yeyi sojafo ani aposifo ni free ho no mo a de ade na betumi esi ho enti we Mohammed Ahmed Brahima no the boss say Mr. Host don't mind to bigger when the security agencies get out from Boku the Kusasis will slaughter the Mampusis. Also, the cockroaches within 1 hour. I just Mampusi for the cockroaches are now within 1 hour. Bought Mampusi for no bang. Intinama, a yes, and also a diakoma, Abba. Aha, now Kuma, sorry. This year you move through na bibia de dia. Mbe hu se ya ye nuanoma ye no matina ye no ma ware obi a ware ne yonko saa enti anka ye yi o mfiri ho na ye Owura Adib Sani enyambe yi de na chese ye betua so anesa na ya hwe se abijafo no so atenase Joshua Sikanate atenase from the NDC owaha saa so na Benjamin Asare from the MPP, Trouble Youth Organizer, Trouble Constituency Youth Organizer, also Ewa. Yama Makwaba. Impenifo, Yama Makwaba.
Jodo.
Na Sika, Humpo Tiseni.
Yamena Domenye.
Yadasi. Akaben.
Sidia.
Apomwe.
Oh, about the Adaroma. My double dream na. Emoji dear free sunny there. Na de asedaba menyankopon. Ya danas pempen so a odi aba bedu nti ame adom bibia ye boko
okay ye ba sisi a
Savings and loans sika krabia wo mu gina wo mu na so pampe na awieye mre yi mu a wanhwe ya na sika krabia bi de asokwa ada na wachenchenenti Best Point Savings and Loans. Omudaswa eya adwumaden atoto sikasem amano awie peye na enhyehyɛ pa womo ewomo mo customers ye eye bocho na foforo kra womo ede aba monten eye Best Mobile Banking. Na kyerese bank no na wo ye no wo phone no so no enu nti se siade se yesa line tintintin anase wo se wadachie e wo sika krabia hode eni hobio na ani kasem akon eka ho ne se wo betumi asende sika asan agisika e wo phone so wo betumi asan atua wo bills ebi etese DSTV, Go TV, Star Times, Empo electricity bill, any water bills nyina no. Wo betumi atua afri wo phone no so wa bra wo ti baabi ejojo. Na wo mpe wei ede na wo be. Enu nti ye hia ne se wo bebu account e wo Best Point Savings and Loans. Na wo wi a na wa dial *277# na wo demukra. Washe banki na ye fofofo sa no. Best Point Savings and Loans. Ya makofa Best Mobile Banking aba. Jimmy so say, wo phone nie, wo sika suni.
Best Point Savings and Loans.
Best Point Savings and Loans.
Your dream, our business.
Neat FM Neo.
As the people of Boku, are grappling with the problem of insecurity, which I believe was largely created by the promises of the NPP as a political party to my people. The report that I have indicates that, and very, very reliable and credible intelligence that I have, and I've cited, documents to that effect, that the National Security Minister is giving 18 million Ghana cedis every quarter in the name of dealing with the Boku security. And I've cited, documents to that effect, that the National Security Minister is sign a fat check of 6 million Ghana cedis every month and take home in the name of dealing with the problem of the security situation in Boku.
Anytime NDC is in government, Boku is at peace. Unfortunately, as soon as NDC leaves government, the Boku crisis flares up again.
Still being massaged under your government just as the previous government did. Mr. President, when we heard your promise to bring a lasting solution to the Boku conflict, we were overwhelmed by it and thought the NDC was our savior, and that was why Kusa gave the NPP zeros and voted massively for the NDC. Mr. President, you indeed mentioned the truth that the overlord Naba Aborago Asigre Azwaka II is the legitimate chief of Kusa, and everyone knows that. Now what has changed, Mr. President? We didn't know it would take you so long to solve Boku issue when we voted you into power. We now realize that the politicians are using the Boku conflict for their selfish political gains. Politicians keep deceiving us with their fake promises to bring lasting peace to Boku just for us to vote them into power. It will surprise politicians to see empty ballot boxes without a single vote cast come 2028. We are now tired with the fake promises of politicians. Your Excellency, the President, did you know that since your assumption of office as President, more than 18 people have been killed in this Boku conflict, including women and children? Is that what you want, Mr. President? Everyone in Kusa thought when you became president, the first thing you would do is to arrest the fugitive Seidu Abagri and also ensure the document be filed to end this conflict forever. But to our surprise, the NDC government is also massaging the Boku conflict just as the NPP government did. Mr. President, your promise to Kusa must be fulfilled immediately, without delay, to prevent further escalation of tension in the Boku area. We want to, by this press, plead with Otumfo to hasten up in bringing lasting solution to the Boku conflict to prevent further loss of lives. We Kusas are very much aware that the MP for Boku Central, Mahama Ayarga, is behind all the atrocities that are going on in Boku currently. He sat on TV station telling the whole world that his mother is a Mamprisi. Mahama Ayarga, during your campaign toward last year in Pusiga, you mentioned that the Mamprisis are not cause of Boku conflict, but the MPP government. Knowing very well that it is the Mamprisi that causes the conflict, but had their backing from the MPP government. When you said this, we realized that you were playing tricks on us. Mahama Ayarga, MP for Boku Central, you came alone with the president to Zuguram Palace on the president thank you tour to Zuguram Palace, knowing very well you are 6 MPs in the Kusa traditional area. Is it that the other 5 MPs refused to come, or you prevented them? It was so suspicious when you came alone with the president, and so it is very clear that you are the one spearheading the message of the Boku conflict by the NDC government. We Kusasa also want to register our displeasure to the MP for Boku Central. You assure Kusas that when the NDC government comes to power, the Boku conflict will be solved. But now, your actions towards Kusas shows that you are strongly behind your uncles, the Mamprisis. Your promise to Kusa during your campaign for last year don't conform to your actions after we voted you into power. If you were behaving this way before 2024 election, you wouldn't have get even a single vote in the whole Kusa. You have been mute when your uncles, the Maprisis in military uniform, went and killed the woman and her 2 children. Just a stone throw away from your house. You acted as it was an animal that died. Again, the military.
NEET FM Neo.
NEET 100.9 FM Sunye. Me mainti dwumedie ne wasogui. Ye frɛ me opani KWADWO ODAME ADDO. Me trem ama me papa adaka bre from po manso. Okemoke ubele chuku uzioma Mahmudu. Abjafoni na atnase Richard Suma from the MFC. Akwaba.
Yo, yeda wase bra penyi. Ene una watina akunya kesi ewe mu.
Yes so.
Ye bana ya di jumama o my Ghana.
Sa pepe. Enti Bra Joshua.
Kofa by 4.
Yeah.
Boku SNSM. Abraham 2024 elections. NDC led by John Dramani Mahama, current president. Eshe bose oba obehwe na ditubia ohobia otumi atoto na conflict no na se ne ekoso ho no etu atwa ampa otena so yede ne tena so 7th January. In fact, 1 week pepe no kopie mu wo Boku no de ensema anase plan awafa de okoto Boku fu anim ofiri ho na se April ni asan fi ase ono aso kan bi se MPP wo power na Boku nsensem ne sorry na NDC ba pe na yedi se NDC wo so adan na asan pejei
odame medase de amama kwenye na modin kan mechia etefo a wote NEET FM ewi abiri na mechia asante manyina odwuma pa otumfo olidi de aboa meye asumdwe aba Boko Mamu. Na ma senso etia John Dramani Mahama na NDC administration wo nzema pa wo ye de abo man. Wo eduma pa wo ye de abo oman no. Ehwe nsem ye olokodu ya. Sabe Brunimbe kade a bad peace is better than a good war. Not the baby asumdweni no impuntumba ho. Ebi asumdweni no nkan ko nso nko ho. Na ehwe John Dramani Mahama ne campaign message kula de tugwa wabra all pretum 2024 se oba obe make sure there boku conflict na asumdwe obe make sure obe solve ma asumdwe aba ho. Ne yesha John Mahama why bono ho modern papa Magana fo yehwehwe de John Dramani Mahama beye no ona na ole ye no abadintira because ehwe from 2021 to the memory ya nkrofo 300 wewu oboko
yeah
January 2025 to them April 2025 nkrofo a John Mahama started to solve problem yi won akatema ondru be 5 impo nti yet to 5 from 300 nima no chere akufo ado ne time no boko won nkrofo 296 in wo oboko conflict nim within a short time no chere there MPP time na nimpa ne nkwa onya na akufo ado na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nti ebehwe election nimu a polling stations bi wo ha wo boko ho no zero sinkotin na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia onyen intino John Dramani Mahama hu de sebe boko asumdwe no onye de oya asumdwe a owo ma boko fonkotin oya de ohia ma Ghana nyina o starti IGP akoho IGP akoye na afemede IGP nansi amete de se onam eduma na ade a bokofo wonyanti no wobe dem ntokwa na ade na onde obe ma more recruitment akoboku krom ho na bokofo no wenya bibi no wode wona brabo aye osanso ade kula wa ma ye nanyu age ho papa ye otufo ti de boku conflict oya manimu du ya wa wetuna na mo wa akoboko on both parties akotena form no chere de wo pasumdwe na John Atamils the late former president or the fat John Dramani Mahama ne do no ona bi ne yepe wo yi boku krom ho no nti ebehwa NDC ye afemede na bade na oye long term solutions yesterday anye ba ye mbeso so afa no ni ya kejegum we will sit down with the people and those who matters na ye be frewon enim na esiesi asem na asem na antoto both parties wana no a asem no tumi ginsem into sometimes na solve conflict a awon be frewon na no betena se ma wa ka asem no we dimu no awon so wonya papa into ade NDC administration ye ne de ye be frem man pusifo no ye no wona atena ho ne ya frɛ eyi kusasifo ne ye ne wa atena ho ne ya ma ya ka kasadew onye kasa oyo de odai bi there na bibio ye ka kasa wa abeto wona akomado because we won ma in the next 10 years in the next 4 years no obetima be footballers obetima be doctors obetima be nurses scientists amakroyi benefit iti ye ja won wo kunkun won a na Ghana no we lose NDC for ye pedem ye ba ma asumdwe ni ye ken every quarterly bia na ye diska koboko ye solve them in sensem no wo ho abadinta ne ye solve asem no once and for all na dem scan ye mfa ye mpuntu duma wo boku krom ho because ekoboku krom ho a me ye sure de won susem one ka kwansem one school sem odim de pinche ya wabe wama most of the state agencies we gwane efi boku krom ho akọ the neighboring towns which is bad for the town because amemeti hey my agenda me peda me wari obi wo boku na minya ameso minya obi a ofri boku na me tensensem na ase na me so masefo wo ofri boku na some years to come problem di ba ayena ye wo south asantefo na nkranfo no ye betima ate wona ase ye ni akyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm nim yie sɛ temase ɔdame nti no sɛ ɛmbɛn nsu no ho a ɛnhu dɛ ɛyi akyekyere ɔbɔwa nti no ɔdɛ anyɛ nyinaa yɛte asɛm no ase yie ɔno na NDC government yesterday abade we came for peace and we are not going to handle the issues like what the MPP did. MPP were not bread on woman crofo we papa boko and the NDC does not know how to bring back the life that is lost in Boko, but we know how to what solve the Boko conflict. We have the keys to solving the Boko conflict. Itino mawesi sebe onye ayen Ghana for onye yendo no onye NDC fonso do na John Mahama onye neni suadehun part of his campaign promise in there obema lasting peace about Boko, and I believe there he's going to do that because the National Security Coordinator last month meeting and he was frank about even this Asafwate small conflict in Accra. I discussed it with the National Security Coordinator, and he being a Nordnano, it is one of his topmost priority there. Obe solve Northern region in Sensem, no ama asumdwe abanof. The government is still young. Why we are almost 120 days into our government. The government is still young. The conflict is happening at this time. But when you sum there, as time goes on, the necessary stakeholders, we are going to get them involved and make sure Boku becomes a better place to live. Before NDC, we will make Boku one of the best cities in Ghana. Weekends, holidays, na trips, you are going to choose Boku because we are going to provide jobs and create more jobs. In Crawford, one rebel film put there, or that one year, no more one year to call Boku Krumo.
Na Yembisebie. What's it? NDC government in the Bayern is too young.
Yeah, by 4 months,
4 months. It is still young. Tinahwa say, "Ombeku koswe kunkuma."
There be most may be no kader. Most may be no kader. Dramani Mahama Ben na conflict na starting. On the ye pede ye treche there. Conflict no that.
Yes.
No. The year for statistics simple. Akufo-Addo from 2021 to 2024 no. Akufo-Addo ne time no wo gent ne handma wo kunkrofo mpo mo wo bokochen aye time ya wa bi into no one sanso man abote won to won bo wonya. You should have patience for this current government. We are going to solve the issues in Boko. IGP Fufuri Awabe or you're very experienced or no you're practical IGP. There is a difference between a book IGP and a practical IGP. It's part of the simulation technique. Certainly in police training, we have simulation techniques. And our police for will train one members what one there are 6 senses. A police nimbia. In normal sense, we have 5 senses. But in police training, what's the 6 senses? The 6 sense, use your head. It is an IGP, boys now to be here. On the IGP should react in a violent way. The IGP will use the 6 sense. No, exhibit to what Ghana Funyina one tias na wajen there.
Say youth in some form which on to form. No, they will be employed, and as you say, BSS security recruitment
IGP there unemployment rate for Bokono is almost before Nana Akufo-Addo befido no 80%. Inti ya
this data by data we
na Boko eduma wa Boko eduma bi eni won ntino MPP fo no wo be no wo create jobs and unemployment don't do 80%. Intino IGP who the unemployment rate no awona abana wa besen ko no when to create jobs it's about no other year. Osha, within his own means and capacity, he can create police jobs for the people of Boku. It's Obama protocol jobs, and immediately you engage the youth. They will not have time for other unnecessary things because the devil finds work for the idle hands, and the IGP is not going to sit down for the Boku youth to loiter around like that. Say one to men da one police force near use one police force in him. Aside that, or promise one job. The NDC government is also providing, promising massive job creation in Boku Township. They have arable lands. and those lands can generate a lot of food for the government. Certainly, say why they boku nsase wo ne yako Burkina Faso ne yako kra tomatoes ba. So this is the time or the NDC fo na boku fo ne yetena wo ne ye one ne create more jobs magana. Okay. Uncle Odame NDC ye nenyu abiro because ye nimber. John Mahamo na mo no nimber. Over 48 months. Me no ka say we use almost 3 months. 5 months wom ye April.
3 months.
3 months wom. It waka 45 months. Ye nimber. It's not yesterday. Problem bia owo bia ode ye solve bia no. Ode ye bone patupa. Spark otomana. Say kai dem nyom no. Patupa movement. Ye be solve problem wo Ghana.
Yes, sir.
Ye nimbe.
Okay, so right now Binduri under curfew. Binduri
curfew na ye de Binduri akono. Awanka say a king can report ofi obana. It is not linked to the Boko conflict. And investigations will go into place to ascertain the main reason why those 2 officers were gunned down. Certainly, say, Sabe, police for no, what you want not allow, they are civilians like us.
Yes.
Certainly, say, into no, you water no. Sometimes, you know, Obi Badwin they a civilian. Into any BBO, he can attack you just the way as he attacks his fellow civilian. The gentleman kade. Ma osi wo Binduri is linked with the Boko conflict. We need investigations into it. Then we will come up with the truth. There, a police funa woku wo Binduri no day na day intiana the mass MDC.
Okay.
Into no one year but Ghana for 1 year but remain. Memo won't tell ye enemies. Ye enemies be to the MPP. In a movement for change in other parties are why should why you not doing that in some ways you back can jail gum na de a time with ya MPP ni kasa to katawaswa because on ya same papa be no ba catcher we abili.
Okay, now youth in the press conference now we me boy me sure say wuti in some mudi bi tudwa omo kire say abra President John Dramani Mahama wo position no o shebo say oba obehwe Mahama yaraga the same. But omubai still as omo ya hwan no mo de per vote nti eno kra na ma ba omianya 0000 or ewo almost all the constituencies no tisi amaba also say abane ye fresh into the yentwen no problem but the youth ka say adenti na President Mahama waba betna so na wo say afa de yemfre otumfo no mbe solve problem otumfo ba eden no betumi aye.
What's the splendor of the youth is their strength. And the greatness of the elderly is their gray hair. Inti eye youth eye onyama hija. Onyemi hu the youth no waba out. Abeka de inti ana John Mahama what one man na baomia. No, you are youth. Youth the enka energy no. You understand? You invest the energy into agricultural activities. You invest the energy into proactive, innovative, ventures are oba omano.
Na no cronin say.
There be the cronin say. Asema youth. Point are youth no be raising nyina no. Look. Nife bi me no one yadwen. Abadinta na me no one yadwen. You are telling us there Mahama Yarigana ne maame ye mamprusi ne papa ye kusasi ni no. He should only speak towards the Kusasi side. No, we are all learned. Into know what the NDC is calling for today. Yemfre Kusasifu, Niemfre Mamprusifu, Niemfo want now. But our youth na Kusasi, and that's there. Mamprusifu no why the cause of the problem. Yes, even if they are the cause of the problem, or the yenya suni te one. Sabi enya sem wakota. Anon chere wo bebu fontino. Oni de you still have the chance to explain your issues. Intino, my candidate, the youth have the right to say whatever they've said. But sometimes they need to seek advice from the elderly. I mean, me too, me be bibi, I'm a friend, me bisa. Penimbi, no me bisa there. And some are me babaking. Why did they vote for John Mahama? They voted for John Mahama simply because they want development in Boko Township.
They want the conflict to be solved.
Aside the conflict being solved, they want development. Baby, a development in Obiano, not to the Oyawo.
And say, Mahama Yaga Tepa, me boy, Utia, on what I say, Boku, nkrofo mo they are wallowing in poverty.
Yes.
And say she knew her. Because of what?
She knew her because of the conflict.
And she knew her. You to know if president say we share bo. Into what ba share na yen solve.
Only tell the year kade youth no. It is the government is fresh and you are the youth. We are going to give you police protocol recruitment. We are going to do a massive infrastructural shift. And we are going to make sure that agriculture in Duanzewa today anyo tomatoes are woko Burkina Faso woko tuno woko tono. This time you be Diano or Boku or Boku boys and when you do my it won't pay your papa.
It's a 2 for intervention.
Press conference and they are UTY.
A 2 for intervention. How do you say it?
Oh, a 2 for intervention is the best intervention. You know, oh, what they have bought 2 for Nabado. I may order be or
Onyanko you.
As it
Onyanko.
But so we make contact na de. Into contact na de na 2 for no. Ono so not there or 2 for so ordin Ghana home. Not there better resetting agenda na. John Mahama Sedo Adelebano. Otumfu na NDC for one adwene yakol. It is a SMS. Ni yesi yakoso wo boku no otumfu na kasa wa for phone. No wedding can all mediator. No dey yada na se. Intina mi free ade a mefre NDC mpanyifo no. Ma kire won de won pe order award bi no won fa motumfu. Ni embo na bado wo de awaye no ho. Because oya the resetting agenda no. Joshua
Sikanati of the NDC and I was in Kano. Uncle Ben.
Senior, Memfa Aquenia is so na menchia osronko. Na menchia etie for mpempemwa. Omutie Nit FM enwumre. Menchia me chairman. Constituency first vice chairman. Owura Kwame Denchi. Dodo na frɛ no KD. Oba constituency no mu a na ho fama ne dwumadi a odiboa party ma ɛwɔ constituency no no ɛyade a constituency n'ani agye pa. Nti ba bi a Owura Kwame Denchi KD wo bia no anwumre yi mechia no sonko.
KD I don't know produce Kofi Kinata na.
I ono.
Uka kedi because Kofi Kinata
nyumbia. Okra ahwehwe wache nti ya ahwehwe. Ya ahwehwe no.
Kofi Kinata nyumbia no better say KD. Oh, okay. Wow. Nti then he's a great man.
Minua.
Akabe.
See ohwe eniema on say conflict resolution no. So what person solve issue na. One of the disadvantage a hard pa and I say adia etimi fuele conflict no ema ne ko nanim no say we discuss e wo radio so no anya careful a ebetimi there a lot of problems aba say ne menu enti ha no ma
boku issues no
yes anya careful a ebetimi there a lot of problems and I say bema problems no cry escalate more.
Yeah, it's true because many atubiga interview no cry no one na nka person bi na mekan o send message say Mr. Host on the KWADWO ODAME hwehwe mampusifo na oni omuzo nkasa.
Yes, because say wa anya ne say I was expecting say minua ne nsem bi ano kasa no ka betwa no so
unia ben
minua sika nsem bi a wo keka say so person o kire say ye nuanom na problem na si wo no MPP fo nim movement fo nim NDC fo nko na enyi wo mo asem nti no MPP ni movement ne other political parties no ye ni ho kwan pokura se ese ye ka ho asem bi mi wa no so no ye ka asem a affect oman ni nyina ye nyina oman ni ye nyina ye baako nti asem ba na ye ka ye nyi sa political gimmicks no nyina enfrim na ye mfa ne se e oman asem na aba and ye ba be solution to that
because me the source I say I say Boku conflict now a national crisis.
Yes.
James Agaga.
Yes.
No can see.
It is all better na wa no James Agaga na o kasa no kra no. Unim any benefit omwenya from crisis na ekoso no. Ne hu say sebi ni kwa say ye discuss issue na enye national issue. Ma yenye no political.
Benefits be no omwenya wo.
Yes, because ye campaign no. And some ben and NDC for far conference and air cost.
Okay.
That is my problem. And never a say a national issue. And the tackle issue no as national issue near national problem. Now you share kwaya ebe faso ebe solve problem no. You see, reckless statements from other government officials, even President Nankasa, John Dramani Mahama, and some more free na numu ba ye okojina ho no enye airtime. Eni kwase ye so sansem no so.
Okojina hefa.
Okojina boko akoka say any statement or making in answer ya say whenever MPP wa ba mu bia no crisis no escalate more.
Okay.
Na se wonu NDC ba mu a and wo mutimi di asumdue eba boko.
Any election time no.
Yes. And na omunya omugidie se MPP wo so na so omutimi nsolve de a wa mo ate ase se wo ba na se obeye president a obeba ba be solve issue no enye sa. And na wo ba ya issue no and our problem na escalate no wo se afen wo aba ba mu ntie ma amre ukojina ho na wo kasa no wan na di tuo esi wo so se ko make sa statement no ho na just from onset no one my issue na ba be political wa ba be ne MPP NDC John Dramani Mahama ama boko conference na ba be NDC MPP because of the reckless statement I will make here. It is a wakwa cancer asem we na sene a issue no and as a problem na escalate here. Why eni kwa say John Dramani Mahama president asam no kro be ho eso wo twe no free ho say ye pese ye solve issue no pa dia eni kwa say John Dramani Mahama president o make statement impo e wo boko crisis na ye koso no so because ono na ye the root of this problem abra na asem na wo kokan ye no e na akwa problem we nyina ba. How can you speak like that? President, a whole president, a yesikanate no mukra na make it a statement no kra. Ye beka so communicators there to da show kakra wo honum tie me kan sembi na ya retract later. A whole president, the commander in chief of Ghana Armed Forces, our intelligence, abra ye betimi brief issues we so across the nation. Na se wo basi anto so aba. Ukojina honum a o se monto aba mame. Na me ba whenever be a NDC beba ba mu bia no yetimi solve problem no but say MPP or power there omo nwe mo problem no kra no esa escalate more ene omo akire obibi kakra because omo say omo expect say uba ba mu no ka by now no issue no ubeba be solve am rather omo say o benefit from it utie you to na sem na omo kan na o say rather no Mahama yalega ene empanimfo na omudi mampusi for nanim no omo na ya akwa ye baako enti omo benefit from issues na ekoso na conference na ekoso no omo benefit from it enti John Dramani Mahama with respect esesa wo twe no ho free bako crisis na ekoso
so wa twe no ho say president na call on otumfo say onhwe na abutoyem embra wo bako
na John Dramani Mahama president who say otumfo bibi papa bi wonimu a wo betimi asolve problem de amaye enya ndisi for John Dramani Mahama ya na kwose Kevin Taylor chi omsole a omudidi otumfo atem
na proof ben na wo say Mahama na kwose Kevin Taylor
oya adwuma ma hwan mini proof kra no minim say Kevin Taylor campaign ye campaign de ma NDC enti campaign na Kevin Taylor ye no eno na de NDC aba power enti sa time na wo didi otumfo atem against MPP what did you do for them? Na NDC mom benefit from that time did you know what is NDC as a party? And now John Dramani Mahama, you use statement, and the banker who free somewhere Kevin Taylor can be that. What be that? What be that woman?
But sir, and also in Chese Mahama na kwashe Kevin echi.
Me no my odame, me no wo. Na se me ye adwuma de ma wo. Me ye campaign de ma wo. Onsuma me ba me ye campaign de ma wo. Na me kona se me kodidi obi atem enti wo fi se ye mfa ntale wo sa wo kan wo bi
ba no nche se me na ma hye wo je se
me nka se chenachi me se ye mfa ntale wo na che se obi abedin se ne me ye no o benefit from it enti wo kan wo asem sa net ye enye direct se wo chenachi ana so woni na akotena siasi nkonwa se kona koka we ba ensem bi a wo ka bia na ko in favor of NDC in favor of John Dramani Mahama and John Dramani Mahama wo hu bibi pa bi ewo otumfo mu so obetimi asolve issue na fair enough ye de nyame ase enti na me ka say issues na conflict na ba kasa ye ka ho asem wo radio so no ya anya careful eno kura na escalate efuole issue no ma ne ba be ye kese kura ya we ye be careful enti se me ka se me kono tangenta minu ye ko ye dia na che se ye nya ya adwen se ye be solve problem no na emom no ye pese ye no political gimmick eno so de ye mfa solve sa problem no enti ye be sre mpanimfo hwehwe asem bi IGP su ko gina wo kan
oseden
se wo mo de wo mo tusu no gu fam a o ye recruitment o be mo priority na che se wo mo no o mo advantage se o be fa dodo na afiri ho ama o mo akwa police adwuma
ne bone e wo mo nse
odame me ya di ho yawo enti so ko ye wie na other side nso sole so wo mo ko ntokwa IGP be ko ho no nso akwa promise wo mo se o mo mfo wo mo atu ongu fam na obe mo priority ana
enkrofo kra ka se na nde mo mo ye galamse no so ayitum se
it doesn't even make sense minia yan kan kra yan pa mu kan kra wo mamu a IGP comment no nyansa bi anim sabe nyansa bi anim because awokoye sa na se you to know the omo tools no gu fam a na se wa ma wo mo ne wo keka na e dey na besi the whole Ghana ye recruitment a eyi akra ye ne sei
ana tuo na ebo ne kan na man bo hu
che se me dwen ho a me ntiase the whole Ghana ye police recruitment a enru 500 the whole Ghana enru 500 na se hwe youth a asole agina kontokwa na wo betimi akasem ana se wo betimi asolve issue no the only thing you can say ne say momfa mo atu oni mu fam na se me be ye recruitment a anya bi IGP no no recruitment on na ye ne dia ni business
so no head
when na your head your recruitment ya Ghana fo nyina dia that is the constitution. Say obia wo hu kwa say o take advantage say recruitment to do one more enti IGP no recruitment ayeye wo mamu a enya wo dia e na ade akwa akoto charger ade akwa negotiate say momfa muntu mu atuo no nto ho na say me ba na say me be recruitment a me ma mo dodo na afri me fa dodo na afri ha e reckless statement enti ana ukọ na say bindu before na omo so ye de ka afi ato omo so no omo so start na se ntokwa ni giremu a ji se IGP ko ho na wokoka trom so obema omo priority se obeye recruitment ana yenye serious kakra na yenye political spectacle ni free yani na yema wo man no hu hia ye yema Ghana frontier se problems na ekoso no political parties ni na hyase na yentwe ye hu free ho na se yebema ahemfo no atena se na omo asolve issue we ya eno na betimi abo o man no na ne ye ekọ right a benefit enti wo begina ho no mo asa obeka enemi nuanete anu o se MPP wo so ya anya hwe ne ma nipa bebere wu ye data be na ukura o de kansa asem no data be report be na free boko ho no mo ba say from MPP time 2016 ebe pim 2024 data be no okura kire say nipa dodo wu ho mo esere abre ya ye ka say you see these are the reckless statements I am here come once say any kwase ye so radio so because who koba sa na sem so me be come once say any kwase ye so radio so because who koba sa na sem so me be tenase na me be ka eniam enti ya besre ye nuanom ya besre wo mo pa ba bi aduro na adwobre o omo mfa wo mo atuo no ngufam na bibia no ye de ano na tenase ka sa wo de atuo na se me so me de tuo na se ye de begina ho nom se ye nkontokwa a ye nya solution no eya sumdue ne ye nyina ayepe Ghana ye nyina ye baako irrespective of say we free north obi free west obi free east ye nyina ye baako ye ntiase sa na me pese me sere se IGP no ni nsam na okoka ye no o me pacho no retract John Dramani Mahama nsam na wokan president nsam na wokan ya ansa na yeto abama no no ehun sunsu aso e na aba no enti efiri na ekro boko conference na ekoso no ontwe no hu firi ho ma wo make every public statement bia with regards to conference na ekoso no because ono na sam na wokan ye no e na ama sa de na koso se ye hu sesese yakọ yanim no otumfo ye obi a nyame ama ninimdie na such issues no eba obetimi akọ solve dia yemfa respect kese Emma woman respect say woman. Na nye say wo ba be ye ba be to aba obi didi na temu a wo fi say e koma unti no na wa ye di wo wi ni aba wi di a afa di ohun say otumfo yi obi a esase ye dwa to ano na ye butu ne na ase say won konko di dwuma bi mfa ma ye sa ye moa ma oman ne nkoso ye ntwe ye hu free sa ne ma na e koso no afa nso ye say mahama yalega ni fie kro mo ase no
omo shikakra
say o hwe ti say minua na ka no poverty I what the 3 northern regions na eye din nti MPs na omu fi honom no ebinum atena so 20 years ebinum wo 16 years ebinum wo 24 years a day pa mahama yalega watena akonya no so how many years ni enye the fifth term no way
ti be
20 years wasati minya daji nya tumi ebegina mframamu ka se ye ka poverty pa wo honom a adokoro wo mo te se ne entatia adokoro dokono no enye nani wu then what is say floor of parliament wakura no how many times na was sorry I raise the issue about poverty I want the constituency munya betena ha no ma poverty star na mu live MPC no omo ba no omo akakra omo kuro mu won kohwe omo to abama omo sebre ne ba beduru hono mu a no omo discuss share Manchester box mu ani ade no omo che no omo betena ha no mu a omo expect say enkrofo na ato abama omo no omo asomo omo say omo magina omo anamu wo mrehye bedwamu no eden hyehyeye ene omo ba mrehye bedwamu a omo gina ye ema bi kan enkrofo e won constituency enti ayaniwu sam de ma no ayaniwu esam de ma eye mahama ayalega yan hwane yentra fam ne solve issue no na yanye na say ekopedia no mu a onua me no mi enu a yemfiri wokra no we will be affected.
Oh yes.
Enti no enye say yesi wo mo nko na enya enti yamra metena radio so na yemfuwa ni yenka jangum na chese ntokwa no nkoso yenye ye ho te say John Dramani Mahama president enkonko kansem bia ebema issue no kra escalate more and ayafuale no ama issue na ba ye kese sene ne wo num sesie ye besere wo mo ani diem ye pa wo chew asem bia ne nhihye bia na otumfo ene mpanimfo ne wo no ebetena fam wo mo beka no omo nhwe for the sake of Ghana ene abra afi na ye nyini wo mpuntuom yenye obi a yanyini wo mpuntuom enti resources na ye de ko ho ni nyina no e affect wo man no abra ye betimi de sa resource ni nyina akọ ho no akọ create jobs awo ho no ama ye nuanum bia nya biaye Ghana ha say ye disika beko boko a na che say ye disika ekoso ye mfa nkoso conflict enya re hosem ena nkrofo bi hyekire ena sa sika na ye de masa ye mfa nkoso sa problem no say wo mo nso no sabio sabi mi busa so wo munya cat wo mu di a enu nti na wo mu so da bia ye wo mu de say conflict ne koso na ye mfa sika nkode a ene adabraka wo ni wo man no ho kakra
yama rich mrem Benjamin Asare oye MPP ni trouble constituency youth organizer for the MPP and our in Kano. Ebenezer Mafo on Facebook Live or say this NDC panelist should be ashamed of himself for making such irresponsible comments. If 5 people are dead against 296, is this an achievement? Oh, NDC. Da be da. Or say Finton Jagri. And I Finton Jagri. Or say keep the fire burning. Sika Nati. Or say Sika Nati say Finton say Sika keep the fire burning. Muhammad Ahmed Brahima. Also, what Mahama said about the Boku issue is right. Who escorted the illegal chief to Boku whilst the under bench warrant. Okay. No more okay. All right. We used to say Jody and Jordan Jodo Odame. Don't allow this pen to saying anything he wants on your program. Okay. Okay.
Rich. Yes, sir. Odame.
Boko ensensem. Ye ne deni.
Yo, first of all, no man fa akwenya wesu na machia. Utiefo na machia Ghana for nyina ni Alan Kojo Chirmantain and all the leadership of the movement for change.
Hey, Chief, you be say be chief no ye.
Oh, Chief ni
ho. Ye catch you.
Oh,
movement no. Mojem kakra.
There movement no ho.
Ana ya to abawe ti ye ntwen kakra.
Movement no ho ye din hihie be mu to two place.
Okay.
Say encha no chief obe addressing nation ni nyina. The new direction of the movement for change, you know.
Maybe obetena so no be fufu aba na say ono abeto aso a.
Or providing leadership for the movement, you know.
Okay.
But we are thinking of making sure that we present ourselves as the real alternative for the people of God and country.
Okay.
Say, instead of say, these two big fighters always fighting, no, yenya a proper alternative to be the third force, obviously, that will be able to lead this country one day.
Okay.
You want to say boku sem no, yeah. Min pesa meka ho asem bebre. Min nuane sika ne ben omu aka ho asem bebre. Dia mia meka kakra fa ho ani say Ghana no ye about 16 region. Now say ye reporting issues of conflict on international platforms are. They talk about Ghana.
Yeah.
And they talk about a conflict that is happening in Ghana.
Yes.
The Western media, no, they don't separate say a Boku and a northern region. So must separate onu from the state Ghana.
Mamefa we ntwem. O nia wo kan na mama kai. Abrantie bi. O se na ope visa akọ Israel. Na okodu ho no. In fact, when your visa no wa kra kodu Israel, I was would do say check o and so we rem. Enti okodu ho na I was na ye Ghana na ntukwesi ho no. So da bi o Ghana ntukwa bi ensi ha no me.
Yeah.
No so share news no wa print like or Google action see Ghana see ntukwesi o nti asa wo be wo nkonya de a wo beko. Nti ye ma wo entry. So no. No can count no go through also one region be a war Ghana boku a small region be and antiquesi ho. So no to me explain here no and or the Israel cry in fact to say Israel so ne Palestinians so more but here we are to Kobe ni Tel Aviv hano. Anti now can no crepa you can be prevented.
Anti ebanusana say the integrity of the country on international platforms.
Yes.
And there's no smoke without fire. So our conflict now echoes war bokono. And as far back as 1957, where this element of the state appointing chiefs and appointing who they prefer to lead the enclave on onuna a trigger in some way. Government abako beninyano omwa no politics. They said they are ben obisa assembly. So say in every conflict situation biano, they are benefactors. They benefit from conflict.
Yeah.
That is why even the almighty United States, Ubemu said there are some conflicts, they get involved because their top financiers are the ones who are produced. They are within the arms industry. Almost supply ammunition. So war now between Ukraine and Russia. Do you know the number of people who have become rich out of this war? Innocent people, children, women are dying every day. Donald Trump crown all Banancia or see Onuba the Russia-Ukraine war. No, he's going to resolve it within a matter of days. Oba ebesi ene watmia resolving na no. Oba all power no. Everybody's expectation is Donald Trump within a short days, Israel will stop attacking Gaza. Sisi anu omuba ya omu negotiate peace deal bia within a period of few days omu year Ramadan ni we are the air cost sisi ai wo Gaza. Israel is intensifying omu bombing in Gaza because beneficiaries ewo ho. The best try boku youth ni say yesi openyi odu pempem so bia enye obia na obetimi aden atofo na nipa daseni odu pempem so bia ti se wan kasa na obeden ubetu wo hofo Boku for no sabi a sensitive issue. Omo bisa omo hu sisi say are they satisfied with what is going on in Boku as indigenes of Boku? Are they happy? The youth, the elders of Boku mi bisa mu ewo of Adakabri show we sisi say muni ajia na muni aji say they be amu on news no mu say Boku mwa kokunwe mwa koshi we ni fie mwa tutuo dia tu IGP mwa yese are you really happy? If you are not happy, then it is you who have to advise yourself.
Yeah.
Because mamika bebechiro John Dramani Mahama mika na Boku for na Ghana for atimasie ye area we say John Mahama in no uncertainty can resolve Boku problem even if he himself go and pitch camp at Boku. Because he is just an idiot, he's the president. So a person on using the apparatus of the state, then he's going to deploy more security agencies, the military, and the more you deploy military, the more you escalate the conflict. The more you deploy police, the more you escalate the conflict. The more you try to solve it by buga way, no, the more conflict will be escalating. It is all about one have to compromise. That is why say uni ukunukramuti uni uyiri ejiri ni ukunukramuti fear. Na so bia person ye no say onim dodo agware no ebegu. Somebody must be ready to play the fool's game.
In this case no one and play fool no. I
am coming. But we have the Kusasis and the Mamprusis.
Yeah.
Omo name the history behind the war. What you say? So if it is about chieftaincy or it is about land, it is about something. Why can't one compromise? So for the sake of peace, or for the sake of unity, and now for the sake of our children, asem we ye jai mana den aka. Anything as you see, and we what the alternative conflict resolution mediums in Ghana. Because some person will be how they call the legal way. The legality can show yourself, Adami, you are the legitimate chief.
Yeah.
They will take it to a court, and then the court they will challenge your legitimacy of Akonyana Wade Watinasu. And the court can even come and declare your instrument as null and void. And to say consistently now, ya declare be say null and void. But at the same time, no, onusu were caucus, onusu were a group of people who sincerely believe that onua naye the legitimate person to lead them. So conflict no, so na ebe ebeko. Anything na me can nyansa echiro mu e we say until one side of the divide is willing say I want to compromise. Say yeah na yebe compromising in order to achieve peace there. Then we are ready to do so. That is the only way the problem can be resolved. Because don't forget, Otunfo Krana Mahama Eka said Otunfo is going to be what? The mediator. Otunfo cannot use any executive power to go and solve the problem. See, assemblea and fast can and track a new way and solve problem no. But you see, when two people behave like we are wiser than the other, no, who is going to compromise? And Amika say John Mahama on what to Nakonya Free Jubilee House and a Flagstaff House. Now Okotina Boku, because the presence of the president is there. That will still not deter the youth of Boku to fight for what they think say it is legitimately theirs. Because the president is an individual. And to on to me and cause by force, you can impose curfew, you can deploy the military, you can do whatever you think you want to do. If the people of Boku themselves, they say they are not ready to embrace peace, there is nothing anybody can do.
Okay.
So, Mumayenka asanu enche Boku for youth nu say there are a segment of them they are misbehaving. They are misbehaving because omwa in the political aspect of it. Say mu buy a honu One creating impression is say NPP now when they are in power, they fuel the situation. And the mediators, then assume for no, and to say making sure a fight within a period of a month or 2 months, we will resolve it. Well, that's not the issue. Now, Mahama Ba, he made the first attempt to go there. If the people sincerely believe and love the president and want to believe that they are trying to compromise, say President Mahama Antinu, and can President Kohowie, should the issue go more higher?
No.
But you see that the people who need respect for the presidency, they don't have any small respect for the president. Omu need respect Emma Otunfo, Mami Kanu and plain that Otunfo can only go and plead with the fighting faction, the feuding faction. Otunfo can only plead to their conscience that the Ekos, accept Nkolano, accept the integrity of Boku, and destroy the integrity of the nation. And to Mistremu, lay down your tools, lay down your arms. Let's come on the table. Let us discuss this issue and let us find solution to the issue. Is that not the approach? But now, Otunfo, he said the American, so Otunfo, and none of the side, either the Mamprusis or the Kusasis, are willing to compromise. Where is the solution? Because this one is not that we are in a military dictatorship. It's a military regime na what they are. And Kanu by now, Baku should have been wiped off. You understand? Baku will be declared like what we call it, like a complete military zone. That is a no for anybody to fool around. Because Utiagra, you better bow to the left, right, front, center that you have no option that you stay in your room for 24 hours a day. But because we are practicing democracy, you cannot, and you have not declared that place as a state of emergency. And to say you are declared Boku as a state of emergency zone there, and the entire military machinery of the country can be deployed there. And that one there, who are you suspecting of any wrongdoing, Biano? Because it's a state of emergency that has been declared there, you can be treated with a fist hand. But because a democracy in practicing, and you want to me using military too much. So let us advise the people of Boku rather to look into themselves. No more show mu abrabomu, no mu kanyan sasem enchiro mu youth eni omu kola anum omu peja asem wenu se munjai mani den enka ewiase aye ba nu uku asase hu uku chieftaincy hu de obeku hu bia nu unfan den enko bibia ube jai ni nyina Boku honum na yasie wu. Unfortunately for baby for no crampo ni say bebre na kasa crampo nu ye consume crampo a enye coffee na ye toma mu. So what exactly are you fighting for? Only your dead body is going to the ground. And we who have the opportunity to be on radio and who are hosting talk shows now they are there we should be using our platform to be advising the people of Boku that they should stop it. It is becoming a complete nonsense. That they should stop it. And IGP Ekoma promised about say we want to employ them into the police service. That promise no there a non-starter. Brony Becker said a non-starter. Because how are you going to achieve that objective? If there are 1 million youth who are fighting in Boku now, is IGP capable of recruiting all the 1 million people into the Ghana police service in order to appease them? Is it doable? Anya doable. Ghana police entirety numerical number numerical strength saying and do 300,000 and do 500,000 the whole Ghana police force put together. So if you are talking about youth who are fighting in Boku, how do you give them such a promise? The Minister Kabeya Juni said we had the last time that when there is unemployment, there is joblessness, there is poverty, everything there is political there. This is what is going to be the outcome. And Tichi said, you are creating sufficient decent works for the people up there. If, for instance, they say we are converting that Boku enclave into an industrial hub, and we believe that we are going to process raw materials into finished products, and therefore we are moving all of you. Ekoha, you movie we Ekoha, you movie we Ekoha. Munka imagine, bro, you establishing factory of Adami. Who can say obi be sorry now? You say or we juma kwa koye ni daily mark be 50 cedis. Who can say obi fight too? Most of the youth who are organizing our press conference in the idea. Do you think Mwakasa no mudu mboto musi press conference? No. There is big man out there who is financing their press conferences because big man or Mwakasa sunu either the NPP or the NDC. Those in the NPP, they will not be happy if the problem is solved. Because if the problem is solved, that means Mahaman or then all the credit no say, oh, Uba enu, what me are resolving issue that they not couldn't resolve. So there are people who are within the NPP who will be fueling these things. The same way there are people within the NDC who also will not be ready or happy to see John Dramani Mahama succeed. And you know, they will also be back there fueling the thing from behind. Because Omusu says Mahama succeedia, not say Mahama nu waja edipa edi amani hu, and they don't want it like that.
Oh, okay.
So, Ofadami, asem we asem kasiya hu, and the best rani say, Boku for the youth of Boku, please advise yourself and lay down your arm. Okay. In fact, and in a year can be say Alan onya opportunity to lead this country by now. The approach of solving that Boku conflict would have been different.
Okay. All right. Richard Suma of the MFC and our team in Kano. You share your last issue. Utility tariffs are yatutum. Electricity yatum 14.75%. And our water is yatum 4.02%. Sika, what by Bansen and Matutu utility tariffs? What happened?
Uncle Damen, I am a door there, Asansium Amama Quina. Na a answer na meko electricity in Sensem Dono. I'm there Minuano Benjamin can there Oyenu there message data beyond trade them for 300 EU from MPP time based in there. But minya information from Graphic Online, April 11th. Otano 2025. Otane Gilbert Maule Agbe. Nti ekwa ebetima kenkan. Obetum Ose from November 2021. Based in the nkofo 300 wewu them boko conflict him. John Mahama Bay. It is only we are in the 4th month. Enwa. Into no 4th month na. Eye tally na. No chere Anana Akufo-Addo ne time no kofu pi.
Is it necessary? Is it necessary?
Me into Mahama o share them statistics nyina no.
I'm even surprised.
Mahama share statistics nyina no the MPP for no wambo won more than in terms of the Boku conflict. Onu tia no make a statement there. Onu oba onfu oba he rather solve the issue.
Okay.
Secondly, what are the IGP promises no one on pay police eduma. Share police for won't pay ye papa. In can't them 10% here NDC for ye diabe. One ma police for no one any jenade
10%
salary increment 10% and mama on negotiating and saying ye.
But so be more than that. So let's go.
And yet at that time now inflation or yeah in 56% now will be 20% higher there.
1,000
yeah,
10% of your salary.
Say obi so unsem no kade ko police or yin munyam she. Inti ye be bo IGP na about the why are the papa.
Okay.
Say see a light in sensem your only be. Ayi na ye nim there sebe ECG containers oyeyo sebe ebinum bay oye afenyo marking Dubik Mahama Kelly Hazepo na MPP mpanyinfu bi wo be fa ECG wogu ECG ma obedru baby nimpo no awon na wo supply o man light ye dey ka to the extent of 259 million US dollars. What did you scan now want to ya? Set say investment into the power sector yen bi say yen the MPP fo wo ye wo the one grade impo kan national grade no one na one fa bi anka ho na che the scanner
o can as a fact and as a politics now way
me can as a fact
okay yankwe
bisa MPP ni bia there wotim the 1 megawatt impo the can national grade one na ade a wotim yen the car power na yen yekofa free take bag Ghana $3 million na I want what transfer na free Accra to Kumasi $35 million
no tadi
to Kumasi transport ni port free amana ne bag Ghana no $3 million was sign but hourly fee fee takrade to Kumasi no e book out $35 million not today e binum ba de wo bebu man one juno man no in terms of electricity and water
increment na necessary
increment no the adekuntia increment abane there sebe eka wo ho dum son ketinkitin bi wo ho olukọ mani mo only di omani nya because there are certain companies there are certain factories bia one need electricity on a daily basis a ration light number one it is going to affect their productivity
40.75% and yekese and so ma
14.75% no osun but asema ye Canada eka order ho no ode ye gigiska ni ye di tua dem kaw no
okay
and na Ghana fo so ti ase de eka order ho nti no ode ye nyiska na ye declare dem kaw ye clear dem ka ni wie na ode ye de nyama ho de ne sensem no ni tua na ne toye no ye de befoma ye de be befom
water 4.02%.
This is a listening government.
Water 4.02%.
Water 4.02%. The echo had the same thing. Galamsin and Semia obey. It cost Ghana Water Company millions of dollars to buy chlorine and alum to purify our water. In Subi Wawa, or there added $2 million na the purifier. This time it's going to cost you $12 million, $30 million to purify that water. It's a cost burden. I be a huge amount, Omano.
Okay.
It will be a huge amount, Omano. Asama ye Canada, yan kado obiano watono. But yen na yan so yen fin kakra.
Ben Rim.
In soloto by foam yeden.
Ben
It wade ye jiska. Near the mo your money ye odru.
My Ben
Bra or de ye di down na ye na ye be down.
Ben Rim.
Or the assembly
4 minutes.
Na bow. Asempa na bow 24-hour economy.
Na see you no. Who pass your bomb?
Or the asempa na bow. Asempa na bow 24-hour economy. Me say Ghana yenya hunhwe.
Aden.
Afeni ye be kwa ho kire mu under John Dramani Mahama.
Na wo ntena mu bi.
Mahame. Yeni da so ni wo. Ghana for Ghana
for Mahama.
Ghana for my etiase omo Mahama ye omo ani da so. Na John Dramani Mahama ebe ma wo mo asetena mu ayemre. Ne de ama Ghana for. Ene. Odame electricity 2024 PRC omo report omo de buy the entire year 2024 when na president wo mamu a enye na ado danko Akufo-Addo the entire year increment aye de buy e wo mamu ha 6.47%. The entire year of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo 2024 6.47%. Judge, oh, you can check. When it's a lie, asem. Unimu house unim. Yama buku na check. Ubeti me a check it.
I got 2 minutes.
6.47%. The entire 2024. And net John Dramani Mahama. I was say Ghana for one which them Ghana for who chile womo. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ni tribu obtain. Into ama Ghana for kwa which them. Into one dia oba. Obema Ghana for komu ahi ha womo. Obema ye ho atoye. Into oba increment crowd na kebi nsi wo mamu hada and na me no ka say within 4 months John Dramani Mahama to electricity mu 14.75%.
You know where you levy free way.
You levy free on unim
you levy 1%.
Oh unia 1%. Oyi 1% free on. What the increment 14.6% at the back.
Betting tax 10%.
Betting tax 10%. What the can one you say? And you 11. For back on so can one also you say 2%. What the can one you say? And you 13. And that and you 13 impo. Oyi is 3 taxes in the free one. Or say another 4 taxes as I buy. And yes, we free one Febia Mo. Or say another 4 taxes as I become. And the John Dramani Mahama within 4 months to his administration, were increasing electricity, at the core 16.6%. A woman 6.5%. Just 3 months. Until the entire year, obey increasing when they are called almost 20%. What your party album? San seminar ye kan no and then the almost chemo almost make excuse no and you be an another down kwa kufado kai and we can send the 3 more the way you dini a kwaya near faso a church and semu say the increment bar and young seminar ye kana and I don't Dramani Mahama and then I buy a church musesi na me see a young who sa 14.65% no and you just for 4 months. Say nyame ya dominance ye koye animu a second quarter obetum third quarter obetum because onye accountable to anybody 4 years now no owi a wokọ onu obi ani asem obepiri to me bia biem enti was sa taxes no e de agu Ghana fokom mu betu ya muntua muntimi ntua munkonkoto generator
rich yo of adame asem we no eya amuman kan kwe yen face fact say Ghana no they be a catch from say until they do pempen so be a decide yes say NPP NDC we need to pack them somewhere. Na yema opportunity to a leader our sufficient vision say our strategic ideas so between they are resolving Ghana's problem no.
And some ideas some they are come John Dramani Mahama because pass the yellow book muefi
the GTP no.
Yeah, GTP
no. They are come but see yes, say nyansa idea do o na say nyame wan fan to offer odame or the agenda
position mic ni ma
of odame say nyame the idea bi shawu adwemu a na wan fa san idea no an shamu ma adwemu a e difficult say who throw the 2 papers to the mamia implementing or executing it no e very difficult.
Okay,
ti say bia udi mi e ka wo ho na wo kyerɛkyerɛ me say idea we no say na ka ye na be yi
anti say fa la no ko ka Mahama ho
Alan's supposed to be giving some consultancy role by now. By now, if John Mahama really wanted to build Ghana, now on here every hand on deck, sir. But now should have given Alan some consultancy role to be playing.
Okay.
What you say because the man has sufficient ideas. But at the end of the day, no might be a politics, and you know they will not embrace his ideas. What you say? Look, let me just conclude on this issue that systemic failure and wastage and leakages and inability to collect revenue and Ghana's problem as far as the power sector is concerned.
Okay.
Governments have come, governments have gone. Why ya na obetimi aka say onunu wodineni akọ ECG honum ye say yeah you see abrochi no say omunya corruption omunya o but you see the systems work there in such a way that they are ready to improve on service delivery than other than collecting money from the people. Adentina Obroni, usi onto your taxa. Onu on him say America, do you know one of the biggest offense you can commit in America is to avoid tax? Is to avoid tax because they will jail you. Who avoid tax? They will jail you because they know say the tax is what they use to develop the country. So say ECG, yeah, and him say we need sufficient power and there's too much wastage. There is sika koshe moa na individuals be true Canada way. No more we are sika no do na. So where is government going to get money to pay the independent power producers?
Okay.
Where is government going to get money to improve on infrastructure? Where is government going to get money to pay workers? So government only option bia and to oshani nifa oshani benkum na oni she obetimi aye the obeya ni say let me increase the taxes they pay on electricity so that at the end of the day no we can get some. But funny enough of our Odame, we have been increasing light bill from the days of J.J. Rollins through Kufuor, through President Mills, through John Mahama, through Nana Akufo-Addo, and Mahama again. So if you are talking about increment in power, it is not Mahama issue. It is the Ghana government issue, past and present. So nobody anywhere can lay the blames on President John Mahama for an attempt that they need to increase electricity bill.
Okay.
It is not news.
Osubrem 0302.
and they say or increase electricity and there NPP member fanu and ani kokofu football say bia Mahama or promise Mahama never promised us heaven. Did your Mahama promise heaven?
You go suit you.
On promising heaven. Okay, look, it's his politics. Anti-politics, no. He said the way and now by say, yet in comes to basic.
Yet is Sikasu. That's your comedy. 0302 257 902. And also say 0302 243 540.
Anti-increments, they are normal.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Pacho Wane. Ukasa free.
Mr. Odame with the rich and Mr.
Rich in Sao Miyako, papa.
Mr. Odame Ghana and Yempeno Quarry. Me some are metino, in some way copying for us. But I go full of some things. I go full to me in Cassie, where your mind. Over 100 years, Kwana. I know now. It's Ghana, NPP and this. Woman can quarry. Kusasi ni more principle. Your woman could who's in the 12 because of your mind? For Ghana, your politics are high. No power, Yanka. In some way, I go pretty because of mine. Because here, one something. It's in the house of one of them, no on the community. It was because it was your mind. Now, the money politics is not to the part. I don't know.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Odami.
Yeah, Chief. Efo. Mefo.
Yo, why are the papa Nyamishra? My by Mamichia, General Secretary, incoming General Secretary, John Webb. Namicha, incoming National Chairman, John Webb. General Secretary, there will be also Mr. Papa. Now, Odami, Ema, Papa, Ufe, NDC Nino Transfer Homa. To say, propaganda, Gilly Tisa, Bibia Banieka. Now, could be PI and the MPP, and I, it is mine. The communication is very poor. That guy not trust one. Say, oh, my penny to Mama. I could find to trust what you what you mean for General, and then when you was and this, and it to Mama, when they say what, Minamika. Now, I did be a Uzi, be a Uzi, be a more for what. Not be an abo Unkasa.
Okay. Hello?
Nyame asmije enkamo afyewe papa
Enkausu
ovaria masalachi
Yanko
nyame ka ho anu ana me ya fo bakai ya to abana yiye asam na asisi ye customer must be asumije papa o sam pia asam ye an kwa ga shobi se MPP na ye wa ba take over utimi na wo kitelo udi yele shine ama asuje baba boko and this for one year the ayana propaganda kwa na show mutumu na ya propaganda ama eno fatu abama and what so ya propaganda mo yele yanse mo ye na asuje mba me Ghana enkoye no bi anya asuje awo Ghana na see that's very
okay. Hello, good afternoon, Patrick Froso Kasafri.
Bokunto ko ya oboku fuado no Muhammadu kama hawa yakubu ebedi empty wo hono minim ne age ana minim bokunto kwa no onim ba bi asase free ozi atubiga kura asabe yetwa ne furu ma wo hono oso kasa fine hwe yufufu e kasa on be kasa ye no omkura asase eblemu MPP ni NDC nyina yufu no kasa ye no obi na troma na otimu zo kanya sase mpa say IGP I was over more on what you no form of prosim. Senior Faber Momaku on that side. No, it was one mammy and to fear. Now, catch our Baba who say, Giant Toquano, no more bulletproof and one. No, person catch her on that side.
Okay, last caller. Hello.
Hello, Madina.
Uncle Fee, Yanko.
Yes, I said we will be over Central Region. I will cover friends back with you. Or he be able to go Odiba. It's IGP. Who makes it 10 and Sunday maybe 90 people not possible. Uso, no, so the two. we should wait to your tomb. Say electricity bill. Say you have to say to move by 2016. Not like they say. Move by 2016. Never the quiet saying. We are open. Listen, if you see your tomb, we will soon move to the power. Won't be them die. People. What will we for $5 million? $5 million so for I know. It's a very good. What attack is something when you want to be there? We can listen to me to get with them. The phone, the distribution bill, you can't buy the distribution bill, and pop out some more. She could give me a bit of my share for so far. When you go to what you
Okay, aha, near the friend na SCA.
Precision suit in the China political say friends and kind of mistake. Sikene ko kuni of the near fireplace. The woman na ya mwesi.
Ahefo chinye ne bidi di BH ye ba bedwe mo ayewu. Yensan kokomotie ho mboko bo bi be pa ye ho ana kiyewu. Na pa mo ba fire ho ne mo hye ne nyina ye hu. Mo fa ne ahinche ne fata no nye de wodi hu be hye ye mu. Me see ho ba kwan e na ma bo bia be hu mu bi. Ya bre, tige ma sebe, we go fifi bola so me ye hu fi. Yo di mi dia ko hye baby a wo kwanche me fire no. On fa ne dwe ko ma boso, yo di echi ne mezaya.
Na ma ye. Level na be no banko. Me chama ko, uchana so, atamfunga ndame fo.
Aha, ene yadi jumeni na esie ya frame openi Kojo Odame Addo. Metre mu mame papa adakarbe fompo manso kamuke. Ubele chuku uzioma. Mamudu sa so na ohima kwe free ye ene Magjerry Osajiman ebo mechidom ye besomu. Frema is abankro on the social media yo. Ajiji tata etwa yen egu honum kama. Okwa nsema ye buburu so yina betumi abo asan etie. Enti Frema ye de wase. Ya so sui mijawa ma abena mowe ene ne pamfo eba beje dwano na omuso omaje utata till se ye bobo 6 se no nsiabo a ye beko peace ya kwa kofa kase ebo no bye bye.